Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Murder91 here, and welcome to Couple of Wrestling. Now, it's Monday Night Raw. We're not doing a double feature this year because we're actually on not a double feature this year. Double feature this time, sorry. Because we're on track, we're good to go this time around, so let's get started. So, the show starts off with Stephanie McMahon, and she introduces Kurt Angle to the ring, pretty much, talking about how 6 days away till Survivor Series. Survivor Series is actually this Sunday. We have to do a debate before we do the show and to talk about, all the things that happen and things like that. But we're going to try to do that, hopefully, either the Saturday before or the Sunday, the day of the actual pay-per-view. So she introduces Kurt Angle to the ring as, the GM and also the team leader of the actual brand Raw. And she tells him pretty much how everything was his fault. The siege, the New Day coming out. He wasn't in control of any of the situations that happened the last 2 or 3 weeks. So she kind of doesn't have any faith in him. And honestly, when he had named Jason Jordan, his son, as the last member, she kind of felt that he didn't make a good pick. So, in regards to that, she wanted him to kind of, explain situations and things like that, but she didn't feel that he was very convincing. So, honestly, she was getting ready to fire him right then and there on the spot. And right as she was getting ready to say that he was fired, the Shield comes out. And the Shield pretty much says, they have complete trust in Kurt Angle of everything that he's going to do, everything that they know he can do. And they pretty much said, we don't listen to you. We do what we want. And what we want is New Day. So we want that match at Survivor Series against New Day, the 3-on-3. And she gave it to them. That'll be a match at Survivor Series. The Shield versus the New Day. That's going to be exciting. So, the first match of the night was actually a triple threat, which was Mickie James, Dana Brooke, and Bayley. Whoever won got the last spot of the Women's Raw team for the 5-on-5 elimination match at Survivor Series. They all put up a good fight. Dana Brooke got thrown over onto the ground outside of the ring. Asuka went to help her. Dana was like, "Get off of me, don't touch me." Hit her in the face, and then decided to take off, and Asuka was like, No, that's not going to happen. Asuka actually went after her and kicked her in the face, and she knocked Dana Brooke out. So then people left in the ring were Mickie James and Bayley. Bayley actually came on top against Mickie James, and Bayley was announced the last member of the Raw Women's team. So we have a full, complete team. Good. Now, the next match, or the next people out, was Enzo and Gulak. I don't really want it. They every time they come out, they talk about nothing. There's nothing they talk about that's important. It's always blah, 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 blah. It's always blabbering about nonsense. Unbelievable. So the actual match of the night, of them, was Enzo and Gulak versus Kalisto and Akira Tozawa, which I was kind of wondering where he went because he hasn't been on there for a while. But I think it was that he was too injured to continue for a little while, so they had to kind of give him some time off to heal the injury because I think he was with Titus O'Neil, and then they kind of took him off, and I was kind of wondering where they went. So, that match happened, and Enzo and Gulak surprisingly won by pinfall. So, the next thing that happened was The Miz and The Miztourage came out for Miz TV, and The Miz pretty much said that Baron Corbin is a lackluster wrestler. He isn't a great wrestler. Last week he was not on SmackDown, and he said pretty much he wasn't even a bathroom break wrestler he pretty much isn't great, and he's kind of telling him, if you mess up this opportunity to be at a pay-per-view and you lose against Sin Cara, then that's on you, and that means you're not a good person, you're not a great wrestler, and you messed up like every other time you messed up, which is kind of ridiculous and crazy, but he's trying to get into his head. But I already know that Baron Corbin, he's not that type of person to let people mess with him or say things like that. So honestly, I think The Miz should probably tone that down a little bit, because I don't think Baron Corbin's the one to mess with. But I guess we'll see what happens the day of. So the guest of the night was actually Cesaro and Sheamus, who won the titles last week for the tag team division of Raw. So, of course, he had them as the people for his show. So Cesaro and Sheamus pretty much talked about how Usos aren't the real champs of the WWE, that they're the real tag team champs and things like that, and how, they beat Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins for the title, so they're the true champions of Raw, and how they're going to really try to get rid of the Usos to prove that they are the better tag team champions. And then The Miz went on to talk about a match that was made for Raw night, which was The Shield versus The Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus. So that was actually the match that night on Raw, but not till later. So he says how, it took them 3 years to make a reunion. It took 3 years to set aside the hurt, the pain, the betrayal, and the fighting that they had to go through in order to become a team again. But honestly, I think they got over it, and they're way much better. They've honed their abilities. They've got new moves. They know what they're doing now. It's not like they were when they first started, where they were just beginning. They had no moves. They had no special ability. Like, they had no special thing about them except them just being a team. Now that they've actually separated and gone their own ways, they were able to kind of figure themselves out and make themselves better performers. So now that they're together, they're a little bit more better than they were in the beginning. So he pretty much said, that they were going to stop this reunion tonight, and that they were going to have to disband if they got beaten tonight or whatever. So pretty much, nobody wants the Shield. He doesn't want the Shield. Cesaro and Sheamus was like, yeah, no, not going to happen. So that's not until later the next day, later on that night. So the next match was actually Bray Wyatt versus Jason Jordan. Surprisingly enough, yes. So Jason Jordan actually won by pinfall, which was kind of shocking. And they did show, Stephanie McMahon and Kurt Angle. They were, wow, impressed, excited. Bray Wyatt was not excited. He was totally pissed off. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I had to sneeze. So, Bray Wyatt wasn't happy with that he lost against, I guess, what they're still calling a newbie, because technically he's still... Oh, sorry, guys. He's still fairly new. So, Bray Wyatt attacks Jason Jordan and then injures his leg. Not only was his leg already mostly injured during that match because of Bray Wyatt, he goes and slams it into the corner post and then injures it more. So there was question after that match whether or not Jason Jordan would actually be a part of the Raw team, because he was announced as a last member. A lot of people are doubting that he should be, and so that's what actually is happening now. The next thing that happened was that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out to actually talk about the new match that's going to happen, because yes, there is a new Smack Team champion. AJ Styles actually beat Jinder Mahal on SmackDown. So the new match is now Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles for the first time, champion versus champion, instead of Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar, which wasn't going to be a bad match, even though everybody was like, no. AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar is a lot more hype because of the fact that it is AJ Styles. Even though I don't have full confidence in AJ Styles, I have full confidence that they'll make it a really good match. So he pretty much came out and was like, you know what, it's the first time it'll be Universal Champion against WWE Champion, and it'll be the first time Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles actually face each other. So they're excited. Brock Lesnar is excited, of course. Paul Heyman said it's better off that it was AJ Styles because he is a better performer. He is faster. He will actually be some sort of competition, but we won't know until the actual day. So hopefully AJ Styles gets his game up. Brock Lesnar's always game is up, so we can't doubt Brock Lesnar's abilities. But I hope that AJ knows what he's doing and what he got himself into. Because this is a dangerous game that he's playing with Brock Lesnar. So the next match of the night was actually The Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus, the champions, versus The Shield. That match was insane. Like, The Shield actually proved at the end of the match that they were back. And they cornered them. They cornered The Miz, actually, like a dog. Literally, Seth and Ambrose stared him down and was like, where you going? Can't go nowhere. Of course, The Miz decided, I gotta get out of here. He ran right into a spear by Roman Reigns. And they won by pinfall. So, The Shield is still good, and they still work like a team. So, the next thing that happens with that, Kurt Angle was talking to Jason Jordan, and he said, listen, you may not be able to wrestle, and I have to make that decision. Jason Jordan really did not want to lose this opportunity, but then again, we needed people who are 100%, not 95, not 90, 100%. So, they had to make the decision, but before Kurt Angle could make a decision, Jason Jordan did come out and beg Kurt Angle not to let him lose this opportunity. He really wanted this opportunity. And honestly, I felt bad for him because he really is a good wrestler. It's just they're not really giving him the opportunity because of the fact that, yeah, that is Kurt Angle's son. So I felt bad for him, but I really don't think that he's ready yet. That's the reason why I'm not for Jason Jordan being on this team. And Stephanie came out and said, you need to announce this replacement now. And he struggled to announce the person who was replacing Jason Jordan. He didn't know whether to say Jason Jordan was going to be on the team or not. And then all of a sudden, Triple H comes out and goes, you won't announce it, then I will. I'm the replacement for Jason Jordan. I'm the last member of this team. So, Triple H announced himself as the 5th member of the Raw team. And then Jason Jordan was pretty much looking at them like, you're going to do this to me? Like, wow, that's crazy. And Triple H was just walked up to the kid and just pedigreed him. And I was like, damn. So, we have our 5th member, a better member, more stronger, that can actually handle the people that are on SmackDown. Like, their 5th member is John Cena. So, at least we have an equal to that, which is Triple H. Even though I think Stephanie planned that a little bit. So the last match of the night, oh no, not the last match of the night, sorry. The second to last match of the night was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Now, we all know Finn Balor and Samoa Joe do not work together. But Samoa Joe was professional enough to know that they needed to win this match to prove that they can work together. And he put aside his differences. Good for you. And they won that match. But the moment the bell rung, he walked his butt out of that ring and left because he was like, no, this was only for the match. This ain't for the whole show. So there's still tension between them, and honestly, I have some little faith that they can work this out, but there is some things that I'm like, something's going to happen during this match that will tick Samoa Joe off, and he will fuck someone up. Sorry, he will mess someone up. Seriously. Alright, so the last match of the night. This is actually the last match of the night. Kane versus Braun Strowman. Whoa. Alright, that's all I can say is whoa. First of all, I believe this match was actually a no disqualification. They started taking stuff out under the ring. They started messing each other up. And then Braun Strowman picks Kane up and does a power slam, but not only does Kane hit the mat of the ring, they go through it. Braun Strowman put so much force into that power slam that they actually both fell through the ring itself. It was insane, and actually, that's where the show ended. I wanted at least one of them to crawl out of that hole that they made on the ring. And it sucks because then it was a no contest, because they cut it off where both of the guys were in the hole. And that was it. So it kind of is like, well, what the heck, you know? So the ending was kind of horrible and stuff, but, you know, there's nothing we can do about it. That's how they wanted to end the show, and that's how they did it. Can't do anything about it. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Press the bell icon to catch our future videos. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.